Hey everyone, welcome to our Python crash course for 2023. In this video, we'll be covering the basics of Python programming language in under an hour. So you can get up and run it quickly, whether you're a complete beginner or you just need a refresher or you just want to study Python to pass your course. This video is for you. Lesson 1, installation and setup. First thing first, let's make sure you have Python installed on your computer. You can download the latest official from you can download the latest version from the official Python website. Once you have installed Python, let's go to downloading the official latest Python. Just go to your Chrome, then you write Python download. Then if it's Windows, then just put window. That's just it. Don't be mindful if you're using Windows 11 and you don't see Windows 11 there, download for Windows 10. It's the same thing as Windows 11. Then you click on enter. It should take you to the python.org environment. Once it takes you there, just go to download and download for your respective operating system. So now let's go back to there's something I want to show you. I have Python installed already, so I won't be reinstalling it. And so let's go to downloads. So we are going to go to programs. I have Python installed. There's something I want to show you. Once you install it, I have to repair or modify it. There's this button to show you add Python to path. Make sure you click on that. Please, it's important. Make sure you click on that. Once you've clicked on that, I think you're good to go. Not I think, you're good to go. So now let's move on to the next steps. So once you have Python installed, you want to set up your development environment, and I'll recommend for sure using the IDLE editor that comes with Python. If you're just trying to learn Python to pass your course, or you just need to refresh your brain and your PC is new and all those stuffs, you don't need to start down because you downloading VS Code comes with a lot of distraction. You downloading PyCharm comes with a lot of distraction. So, excuse me. So there's a more advanced editor that comes with Python, which is called IDLE. It is also known as Integrated Development Learning Environment editor that comes with Python, where you can write your code and use CMD to run that. So now let's now move. And if you feel you want to stick with Python, you're not just learning Python just to pass your exam. You're not just learning Python just to. You need to go far with Python, then I would suggest you downloading PyCharm or you downloading VS Code. Now let's move to lesson 2. Let's talk about variables and data type. Now that we have Python set up, let's start learning the basics. In Python, we use variables to store data, and we have several different data types to choose from. The most common data types are strings. In case you don't know strings, let's have S is equals to. Okay, now let's have hello world. Hello world. Or let's have it as hello Lasuite. So with this called a string. Okay, let me comment that out. Strings. Okay, then let me zoom in better. Now you're seeing this is a string in Python. Then we also have integers. Let me show you what integers are. Let's have a is equals to, or let me use I is equals to, then let's have 12. This is basically known as an integer. Just whenever you hear integer, what should come to your mind is numbers. So write integers. So the third one is float. Let's denote that by F is equals to, then we have 3.45. Then let's put that hash there, then we have float. Okay, so once we are done with that, that's just it. For example, we can also create a string variable, which is what we've just done by typing name is equals to John. Though I think that's the default name they usually use. Sorry, that's what I have in my script. So we can also use name is equals to something or Patimilai, or name is equals to Odukoya Samo. Not that it should be in a double quotation or a single quotation. And we can create an integer by assigning age is equals to integer 30, age is equals to 30. So that's just an integer. Now lesson 3, conditional statement. In Python, we can use conditional statement to control the flow of our program. The most common conditional statement is the if else statement. For example, we want to check if a variable is greater than a certain value, then we can use this code. Okay, if, okay, age is greater than, let's have 18, then we have our double quotation, don't forget that, then we have our print, then open parentheses, open quotation, then we have you are eligible to vote. So basically we are not done with this code yet. So you have to click on enter to go to the next line, then go back. Else, let's write our else statement. I'm going to explain this for sure, just hold on. Then print. Don't forget Python is case I say case sorry for that. Don't forget Python is case sensitive, so you need to be careful with what you're writing. Then open parentheses, then your double quotation, don't forget that. Then let's have you are not eligible to vote. So basically what we just have right now is an if else statement. Basically what this thing is just telling you is, that's why I love Python, is easy, it's straightforward. The reason why it's giving us error here that what age is because age is not defined. So let's define age right now. So let's have our age. Sorry for that. Okay, I wanted to give it space. Okay, age is equals to let's choose 24. 24. So I guess that's it. And I guess the normal age to vote is 18. But let's just do it as 28 to make that stick in your head or to make you remember that. So that's just it. So, but no, you can also optimize this by having input for you to get the user age, and you should be able to display if they are eligible to vote or if they are not eligible to vote. So now let's run our code to see what's going to give us. So let's run this. So can you see it's telling me I'm not eligible to vote? Why am I not eligible to vote? Is because my age is not greater than 28. Now let's make this 29. Then let's rerun our code again. Can you see here? It's telling me now I'm eligible to vote. So that's basically everything about if else statement. Now let me comment that out. Control Z. Okay, done. And if you're wondering what did I use to comment my code out, I simply select all, then I click on control backslash. That's basically where that question mark is. Just click on control, that where that question mark button is, and you're good to go. The next lesson we are moving to is loop. This is an important concept in programming language. Python has two different types of loops. We have the for loops and the while loops. For loops are used to iterate through a sequence of items such as a list or a string, While loops are used to repeat a block of code as long as a certain condition is true. Now let's write an for a for loop. So we are going to have for, okay, I in range. Then let's have it as 10. Okay. Pardon my voice. I'm a little bit sick while doing this video. Just pardon my voice. So colon. Then we have print I. Open parentheses. Then we have our I. So this is basically the code. The reason why it's not giving us error is because I has been declared here. Let's say we declare something as H over here. Let's run this code. Okay. Sorry, I made a mistake earlier on, and it was a very, very serious mistake. So basically, what this I is saying is for I in range 10, is basically saying start from, gosh, how will I explain this? How will I explain this? How will I explain this? That means basically start from 0 to 9. But if you count 0, 1, 2, 3 down to 9, it's 10 exactly. But it's just like 10 minus 1. Start from 0, then 10 minus 1. So that's just basically what loop is all about. Now we are going to move on to lesson 5, which is functions. Functions are block of codes that can be reused throughout your programs. Functions are defined by the def keyword and can take parameters as input. For example, you can create a function that takes two numbers as input and return their sum. And you guys will be using that a lot. Function makes your code very, very cool and more readable. Let me just put it in that instant. So let's have def, open parentheses, add, then open parentheses, then x, comma, y. So now that we are done declaring that, don't forget your colon, space, then you have our return. That was in space, that was entered. Sorry for that statement. Then we have x plus y. Let's give it some little space. Plus y. Now let's print. Print, open parentheses, add, and let's open parentheses 3, comma 4. So let's save this and run it. This for statement, let's uncomment that out. So let's run this. So can you see the answer it's giving us right now? It's 7. And why is it 7? Let me explain that in details. Def means we are defining a function add, then we have x comma y. So wherever we see x, we put 3. Wherever we see y, we put 4. So return x. Return is just basically saying print x plus y. So we having print here. You can see this thing is not under the function anymore. It's outside the function. Then we are calling this add. That's the function we just declared right now. Then wherever we see x, we put that 3. Wherever we see y, we put that 4. Python is just smart enough to recognize that and solve that for you. So in conclusion, that's it for our Python crash course for 2023. We've covered the basics of Python in under an hour, including installation and setup, variables and data types, conditional statements, loops, and functions. Thanks for watching and be sure to subscribe for more programming tutorials. Happy coding. But I guess after this, I might be releasing my next vlog instead of programming tutorial. So, but you're welcome. And also watch out for my um maybe in the next two videos to come, I'll be building my own smart my own AI. Let me just put it in that way, in which I'm going to be installing it on my laptop, and I'm also going to have it in such a way you guys can download the software and install it and customize it to what you want. But I guess that's going to, let's shift it to the next 7 videos. So I'll be able to have time on that because I'll be working on the speech recognition software. I'll be working on NLTK library. I'll be working with a lot of library on this project, in which is able to smartly do a lot and a lot of things. Is able to study my behavior, what I love doing on my laptop. For example, once I open my laptop, first thing I do is open Spotify. It's able to recognize that, open that, play my favorite song. Just watch out for that. And make sure you check the description box for more infos. And if you see a link there, try to check it out and see what the link is all about. You're welcome.